It's great to be back here in KL. And I can only echo Don's words. I travel all around the world, but the welcome I get here in Malaysia is fantastic. I feel like a Malaysian, so thank you. I'd like to share some of my experiences about going to different countries. I'm from the UK originally. I work in healthcare. I'm a computer programmer by trade. And so I had to deal with lots of coding systems like SNOMED and various others, and read codes. There's a reference there to James Reed. We started coding with read codes 21 years ago. But I'd like to share some of my experience of going around the world. And what is this really about? Like, why are we here? And I'll share my thoughts. I think the purpose of what we're trying to do in healthcare is to improve outcomes and reduce inequalities. We have challenges of rising healthcare costs. We have opportunities, with apps, with mobile data, but I don't think we're fully realizing them yet. And then we look at what we've got. We've got the internet, we've got the ability to connect things up. We've got the possibilities of IT. IT sometimes is always a bit of a promise, We've got demands, and no matter where you are in the world, you either can't get enough of your skilled workforce, or you want to skill your workforce up. We need the humans to deliver the healthcare. And the bottom right one, this is, because I'm a computer programmer, this is really sexy to me. This is Lisa Doll, this is a moment in time, this is AlphaGo, this is the moment where AI beats a human at playing Go. And the opportunities for AI, how can we take hold of that and make that real? So lots of challenges, lots of opportunities, lots of things to address. But we're here today to talk about SNOMED, and you might say, what's all that got to do with SNOMED? Well, as a computer programmer, I like codes. I want everything to be coded, because that's my world, But why is it important to other people? Well, doctors need codes too. They can type a lot of information in, but they need to structure their appointments. They need to know how many diabetics they've got, how many children under 5 are on this vaccination or haven't had this vaccination. And governments need structured data. How on earth can you run a country? You need to understand what are the problems, what outcomes are we trying to make better. If we're going to track diabetes, we need to know how many diabetics we've got. If we're going to track infant mortality, we need to know. So everybody needs coded data, and we need to make it easy for us to have coded data. I mentioned that 21 years ago, we started off with CTV3, read codes, fantastic coding system, absolutely delightful. A lot of people around the world, they use ICD-10. ICD-10's great. It's kind of got us to here, It's interesting, it's good, but ICD-10, I think maybe 20, 30,000 codes. You can only go so far with that. Read codes, better. I think about 200,000 codes. We can do some more interesting things with that. But with SNOMED, and thank you, Don, for SNOMED, your starting point minimum is 500,000 codes. With that, you get the granularity. You're able to drill down into what's going on. You can make better decisions as a doctor. You can make better decisions as a government. And for me, very much so. Because AI is a real presence for us now. You know, it's something I'm working with every day. The more data we've got, the better, the finer the granularity, the better the AI is. And I think that's a marvellous opportunity, not only for Malaysia, but for the whole world. And I'm delighted that the Minister is here today and encouraging the use of SNOMED, because it's our best chance. It's our best chance of making it better. It's not just got the granularity. SNOMED is across lots of care settings. It's in primary care, secondary care, social care, mental health. It allows us to connect the whole thing. And again, I'll say as a computer programmer, that's what the hungry, hungry child, the AI needs. The AI is like a hungry panda. It won't stop eating data, you know? It wants more and more and more. And it also, the hierarchy in SNOMED is very important to us. It allows us to dissect the data. I'm delighted with Read 3, but the hierarchy in SNOMED is just a little bit better, you know? It's just a little bit better, Don. It's a little bit better. And allows us to dissect our data in different ways. So, I'm delighted to be here in Malaysia. And I'm very proud. And thank you for having me. I've got some, I've seen some of the talks that are going on and I want to attend them. If you want to know more about AI and SNOMED and what my company's doing with it, I've got my colleague, Dr. Chris Bates, who makes a much better speech than me. He's actually really interesting. I can recommend him. I won't be going to listen to him. I've got some other people I'm going to go and listen to. But hopefully, I'd like to invite myself back here next year, Minister, because I'd like to see what we do with SNOMED, what we do with AI in a year's time, and I look forward to us all improving healthcare. Thank you.